Elroy lived in a house behind his parents. I remember Elroy and his wife Elva used to run the Good News Bible Club, which was a Bible school in a building behind his house. He would drive around the neighborhood, picking up us kids and bringing us there. Then Elva would teach us, and then he took us all home again. He taught me how to say the alphabet backwards. Ready, Linda? Z-Y-X and W-B, U-T-S and R-Q-P, O-N-M, L-K-J, I-H-G, F-B-D, and a C-B-A. That's all attributed to Elroy. I forgot about that, and then after all these years I was like, I wonder if I can still do that. And I did. Myron remained single and never moved from her parents' house on top of the hill. Once again, I'll quote from Tressa's work. Myri remained on the home place, which she farmed, along with the help of her sisters Mary and Zelia, when she was left without men folk on the place. Although a small woman, she possessed great stamina, character, and fortitude, and kept the home place together until she was well along in years. She had a marvelous wit about her. Myri was greatly handicapped in later years with arthritis and died at 84. Her hair still as long, lovely, and black as ever. These are the hill of the family. Cornelius' kids, or 5 of his kids. It's Frank Cummings Wilson Sr., Myra Wilson, Joseph Wilson, Mary Wilson, and Zelia Wilson. But we're thinking the picture isn't the right time frame to be Zelia, but the giver of this picture swears it is Zelia, so it is Zelia. Cornelius' son Frank married Frances Blanchard and settled on the old Dearborn farm on Blackstrap Road in Falmouth in 1911. Francis died and he married Belle Ingersoll. They had 3 children, Margaret, Edgar, and Frank II. It is Frank II's wife, Tressa, whose work I keep quoting from.
Where's my drink?
Now, back to my great-grandfather, Lorenzo Hale Wilson. Does everyone recognize this picture? Anybody that doesn't recognize this picture? This is Katrina and Alan's house over on the Skillings Road. In 1874, Lorenzo, his brother-in-law James Layton, and brother Nathaniel L. started a flour and grist mill on Skillings Road, which is now the home of Alan and Katrina Rich. The grist mill ran only a few years and was given up on. The building then became solely a sawmill. The 3 of them ran it until 1901, when Lorenzo bought the other 2 out and took sole ownership. One of the entries in his diaries is made after his mother died. He records, "Was up to mill making a box and carried over to graveyard up to Methodist meeting house to mother's funeral." I interpret this as that he made his mother's coffin. Noted in the ledger at the back of the diary is that he paid 12 cents for the nails and screws. So that coffin, if that's what it was, cost him 12 cents. When Lorenzo died, he didn't have a will, so the mill went to his wife Sarah and all his children. His sons Willis and Henry eventually bought everyone else's interest. One of the things I found interesting in reading my great-uncle Henry's diaries is how the mill is figured into the neighborhood. The lumber from the mill went into many local homes, of course, but also into Greeley High and the grandstand at the fairgrounds. By 1879, Lorenzo was an established, fairly well-off businessman, farmer, lumberman, land speculator, and there was one last life event to check off. On Saturday, August 30th, 1879, there is a notation in his diary, when riding with Fan. Fan, or Fanny, was Ephraim Morrison's granddaughter, Sarah, just Sarah Francis. I was amused to see his diary entries during that time. Every 2 or 3 nights or so he would write, "Spent the evening at R.B. Morrison's." R.B. Morrison was Rufus B. Morrison. Eventually it was, "Spent the evening at R.B. Morrison's, saw Fanny." Then, spent eve with Fan.